I began to develop a phobia of any kind of bacteria. I'm hysterical at home. I'm cleaning everything and shouting at anyone that goes out to buy some necessary thing and comes back and go to the shower. It's very weird to witness and very weird to be me. I used to be so careless about this. I used to be just clean your hands, just wash it, and everything is okay, don't worry.
There is I think a lot of stress on us, but we can't actually feel it because it's not the usual stress that we have.
I don't know how others heal when they are stressed or in a depression episode or whatever, but my way of healing is to be out with my friends.
You feel very not in power over your life.
These days, I haven't been the most emotionally stable. I really long to see my sister, and with all this virus, it won't be able to for a long time.
I've always stayed in touch and stayed in tune with my mental health. People always told me you heal us, and now I need healing and I cannot find it in any way.
I'm finding myself slowing down quite significantly right now. I find myself being really tired. I think it may be because my brain is working a lot, thinking about the situation, still trying to adjust to a certain degree. So that takes a lot of cognitive power.
I try not to think about it. Maybe I'm escaping bad thoughts right now because I've learned this quarantine that sad thoughts and negative thoughts, they get bigger as you start thinking about it.
I've been able to spend a lot of time in my own home office working on things and not dwelling on the horrible aspects of what's happening around me, even though I'm very aware of what's going on.
I haven't checked the corona numbers on a daily basis for quite some time now, and that has done me a ton of good, just allowing me to relax a little bit and not get worried so much about how everything's gonna turn out.
Doing personally well, and life isn't too bad, but I don't speak the language, and sometimes I feel alone, specifically on these weekends when I'm just by myself in my apartment.
I have vast experience just helping people in a lot of these types of situations where they're also alone, for example, isolated, and need some guidance on what to do. So a lot of things that I suggest is to help other people that are having the same issue.
Of course, they are available online and you can talk to them whatever you want, but it's different to be face to face with them and be able to really cry your heart out for them and to also hear them talking to you about what really troubles them.
We're now a month since we started lockdowns and social isolation, so people will be starting to feel more anxiety, more frustration, and more concern perhaps about being at home, cut off from family and friends.
I've lost 3 of my friends to this pandemic, and it's really affected me emotionally. So one of the things that I've been thinking about how to come out of this is to be very forward and proactive, not to be reactive and not to just be passive.
It is very difficult to come to our old routines and find a way to not be changed by the situation of staying home.
I've been in this state for 2 weeks now. I just don't know what's gonna happen in the next month. I really don't know what I'm gonna be. I'm really scared of that.
I find myself wanting to be outside in nature, just laying on the grass and looking at the trees. It's my favorite activity right now.
I also need to go outside and feel the sun on my face and listen to the birds and look at the autumn colours. Enjoy life outside the home as well.
I got the scooter and I went around my neighborhood for I think 10 minutes. I went all over Rome with my scooter all the time, and I never really enjoyed it like I enjoyed it last Sunday, because I really felt like I'm going out of my moody feeling, and it made me feel free. Such a normal thing, but I think that explains a lot about our emotional status that we don't actually understand.
But definitely, not everything is bad. Inside this hole of darkness, there is a light that doesn't let me lose hope.
To be honest, the way I'm coping with it is, I think, quite smooth. I'm enjoying this time of self-reflection.
Deepening of my spiritual practice, which I have for 30 years.
I've been really thinking about, some of the things that I can appreciate now more because of this situation of just being home for a longer period of time. This isn't a vacation, that's for sure.
I think we're all understanding that sometimes we don't have to be always in a place one after another.
Before the crisis, I would always want to find the fastest way to do things, like the most efficient, where I could listen to a podcast when I'm on my bike or take the car because it's faster, and we don't have time for anything, and everything needs to be done really quickly so that everything is done by the end of the week. And now I kind of look for time-consuming and very slow activities.
Just trying to enjoy life, but also challenging myself to think, to grow.
I found this kind of rule that I do every day. I try something new that I didn't know every day. So now I'm learning to play piano. I want to learn French because I've always wanted to.
I don't know, you totally know what you can expect from a day and what you can do in a day, and that I like the feeling of waking up and not having to cram too much stuff in my day.
I'm really grateful that I have so many ideas how I can live my purpose, live my passion, and getting up every day and know what to do, and having many friends and connections around the world.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss getting off of work at 3 p.m. That's great. It's amazing.
I've been spending a lot of time with my family and sister, and we have greatly improved our relationship.
Yesterday, my children and my ex-wife, we connected on Zoom, and this coronavirus has brought us closer together. We love to play games, so we found games that we can play online.
I'd like to keep up the habit of paying more attention to my family, because we're just been stuck together more. And even though we live together, we seem to do this parallel living, and everyone's running around doing their business, and whether it's school or work or whatever. And we've slowed down because this whole vibe of the world of slowing down, and it's been nice.
Part of me is grateful for this time of change, a new challenge, because I usually, and most people, only grow and develop and awaken through challenges. And I'm also looking forward for this being over.
I really wish with all my heart that soon everything can be a little the same as before.
A day where we can all walk out of our homes and feel safe again.
Right now I'm sitting on right next to a Viking grave, where it was the very first town in this area of Vikings and people about 1,000 years ago, and looking out over the fjord and thinking all the different epidemics and wars and everything that people go through, and how we just keep populating the planet anyway and going on. But I'll be happy to get back to regular life. But I have a feeling this is gonna swing back again, and it's gonna be some years of this virus coming and going, and who knows what the next thing is. So fingers crossed.